A glance at the map is sufficient to explain how it was that Greece became civilized before the other European lands. It is nearest to those countries in which civilization first arose. It is the borderline of the East and West. Luck, or the grace of heaven, may seem to take part in many happenings in life, but a little deeper looking into the causes of them reveals that one's own efforts were by far more responsible for them than most people imagine. The watch was by no means low priced, and was too expensive for a person of my limited means. Still, it was cheap at the price asked, for as to its action, it defied all comparison. As a matter of fact, every book worth reading ought to be read in precisely the same way that a scientific book is read, not simply for amusement, and every book worth reading should have the same amount of value in it that a scientific book has, though the value may be of a totally different kind. Washington was discretion itself in the use of speech, never taking advantage of an opponent or seeking a short-lived triumph in a debate. When I was a boy, I knew an old gentleman who used to say the most ferocious things about his landlady behind her back, but who was all smiles and obeisance as soon as she came into the room. Nothing can be more touching than to behold a soft and tender female who has been all weakness and dependence, and alive to every trivial roughness while treading the prosperous path of life, suddenly rising in mental force to be the comforter and supporter of her husband under misfortune, and abiding with unshrinking firmness the bitterest blasts of adversity. Let your company be always, where possible, better than yourself, and when you have the misfortune to move amongst your inferiors, bear in mind this seriously, that if you do not seize the application to draw them up to your level, which requires wisdom as well as love, they will certainly not be slow to drag you down to theirs. Privacy is one of the necessities of human life, and to lose one's privacy makes life difficult to bear. This is the reason why people who have had the misfortune to be born royal sometimes make frantic efforts to break their way out into private life. To be born royal means being condemned in advance to live one's life in public, and this is an almost intolerable servitude. No matter what other conquest a human being makes, he stands a defeated man if he fails to bring himself into subjection. No other case demonstrates this truth more tragically than that of Alexander. Conqueror of the Mediterranean world at the age of 32, he failed in the greatest conquest, that of self.